if you have someone in front of you that is feeling the same things or similar things that the ones that you were feeling when you started working with BF, or before you started working with BF, with those same the same uncertainty but the same fear at the same time, like those kind of things, what would you say to them? What would you recommend?
Well, I would say they have to have someone on, like Barrett and I were talking about, making sure that we stick to the timelines and we do the work we're supposed to do. So one is trust the process. Two, do your part in the process. They can't do it for you. You have to do what you're supposed to do. If you don't, you're going to get as much out of this as you put into it. So if you're not going to do your homework and you're not going to get things done timely, then of course you're not going to be able to, PF's not going to be able to help them get to where they need to do. So they need to be committed. They need to trust the process and do what they're supposed to do. And then they will be totally surprised by the results and the work that's required. It is a lot of work, but it's so worth it. It's going to save you a ton of work in the future. That's for sure.
I think there's there is an aspect of right time, right place for your firm as well. I think you guys can definitely help convince somebody who's slightly reluctant to be on board with this. So if two partners in a firm, one of them is really on board and one of them's 75% of the way there, I think this is the right way to go. But this is right time, right place because Sam just took over as managing partner and all of these barriers are just cleared up as we're starting to make all these decisions. Had we done this when I came on board 6 years ago, we would have lost all of that momentum and we would have had a really something that we loved. We probably would have gone out and started our own firm. But I think that there is an aspect of measuring, are you at the right place in the right time? And then the second side of that is don't wait too long until everything is lined up perfectly either, because marketing is a slow engine that needs to get started. And if you wait until everybody is on board, everybody's at 100% buy-in, everybody understands all this stuff going into it, I think that you're going to find, as I felt coming out of the accelerator, man, we should have been doing this a long time ago. And I think that's the response to a lot of marketing is, man, I wish I would have been on YouTube 10 years ago, for example. So there is a right place, right time, but there's the opportunity cost of just waiting too long until it gets too late. So you have to have serious discussions with your partner or with your key employee or whoever it is you're planning on going through this process with. Say, do we have the time to focus on this? We made the time, and that's one thing I do recommend. We did this during tax season. We did our accelerator during the last month and a half of tax season, and it meant that we couldn't waste the time that we had to focus on the homework assignments either. We had to get in there, get it done, and get back to doing the work. But if you guys aren't willing to carve out your calendar and say, we're going to focus on this and we're going to commit 3 months, 6 months to figuring this out and ready to move forward and actually act on it, then you're not going to get a lot out of the process.